Right, peeps, we need to talk about terrible lizards. As for those of you who don't know, Terrible Lizards is the latest entry in the Dinosauria series by the YouTuber Dead Sound. Now, if you might recall a few months ago, I reacted to the trailer of Volume 2 for Dinosauria, and I had a lot of questions back then in regards to, would it be as good as Volume 1? Would it be able to justify its own existence? Or was Volume 1 a lightning in a bottle scenario? And after watching the very first short film of this new volume for myself, my god, it might actually be my absolute favourite piece of animation I've seen all year. So, we need to talk about it. Hey guys, it's the Pink King here, and yes, Dead Sound has recently released his newest entry within the Dinosauria series, with the short film Terrible Lizards. Fun fact, Dead Sound actually saw my first video I made covering Volume 2, so David, if you're seeing this, hi, big fan, and also, are you down for an interview? Because, my god, I have so many questions in regards to this one short alone. But first, what is Terrible Lizards even about? Well, unlike the previous shorts within the series, Terrible Lizards doesn't stick to one style. As before in the series, each short, while experimenting, each tried to stick to being as accurate as possible, but instead here, we get multiple interpretations of some of the very first dinosaurs ever discovered, with this short film telling the story of an iguanodon and megalosaurus clash throughout the lens of how we viewed them throughout history. And can I just say right off the bat, what a truly inspired concept for a short film, taking our multiple interpretations of these animals throughout history, from the 30s to the Victorian era, is genuinely brilliant, and it's all portrayed here so beautifully, with each generation of these creatures standing out and having a unique flair of their own. It's as John Hammond would say,
really spectacular, spared no expense.
And the best part is, despite all of the differing styles on display here, it's not to make up for any lack of story, as if anything, the multiple styles here actually amplify the message of the story, with it not being a cynical critique of how we viewed these animals throughout history, but instead a celebration of how our interpretations of these creatures has changed and how our science has evolved. As while most paleo media nowadays will try to ensure that each dinosaur is as accurate as possible, because it's just such a criticized topic today, Terrible Lizards here brings an entirely new perspective to that debate, by instead embracing the flaws and the mistakes of the past, whether that be the iguanodon's horn era or the tail-dragging kangaroo stances. This short makes you feel a true sense of wonder and imagination by seeing how just one moment between predator and prey can be interpreted so differently across time. And the best part is, despite the many inaccurate details in here, the heart of the story is still one rooted in realism, with the megalosaur protecting her eggs and neither creature fighting to the death, because that's just what animals do. Overall, this is a love letter to not only dinosaurs, but cinema as well, as Dead Sound really went out of their way to do everything he could to match the time periods these styles are in, taking into consideration the aspect ratio, the colours, and the music, making sure they fit the time period really well. And I just want to remind everyone, apart from the soundtrack, which is brilliantly composed by Ivan Dutch, all of what you see and hear is created by one guy. This is the definition of a passion project, and really makes you appreciate it all that much more, because it's so beautiful. This short was absolutely gorgeous to look at. His animation skills, compared to where they used to be only a few years ago, has insanely improved, and I feel that love and that dedication shines through in a big way here. In fact, if you want more insight into how he made this short, he actually uploaded another video, a very interesting one at that, showing how he approached the making of this and the decisions he made. However, if I were to criticize this short film, it would probably have to be the ending. Now, this is more of a nitpick rather than any major issue, because it's still a good ending, but I just feel like it could have been a little better. Now, I understand why people would like it, and I understand why Dead Sound made his decision with this ending, but I really feel like his initial idea of having both Iguanodon and Megalosaurus ultimately end up in different time periods was a really interesting idea. I just feel like he could have executed it a lot better than he was initially going to. Like, maybe start from the Megalosaurus waking up and leaving the cave, and then have an effect on screen that shows sort of skipping forward in time to catch up with the Iguanodon. As we see throughout the short film, when there's a shift in styles, there's usually an effect that comes up on screen to represent the progression in time. So I feel like maybe you could have done something there to show the separations of these creatures with that sort of thing. You know, just sort of a nice cherry on top. But again, this isn't a major issue, and just more of a nitpick, because the ending as it is pretty good. I cover a lot of indie animation, whether it come from a studio or a group of people. I'm always going to be a supporter of it, but to me at least, Dead Sound's short films are the side of indie animation that impress me the most, as for the most part, it's all just one guy who wanted to tell a story, and he did everything possible in order to do so. And not only that, but he gets better and better the longer he goes on. That to me is not only impressive, but should be impossible. It should not be possible for such high quality shorts to be made by just one person. And yet, here we are. Dead Sound has really shown what is possible in the indie space when you put your mind to it, and is, in my personal opinion, a guy I would recommend to people who are even slightly interested in animation or storytelling, because in my opinion, he's the perfect representation of anything really is possible as long as you put your mind to it. So yeah, Terrible Lizards was a fantastic short film, and I cannot wait to see what else Dead Sound has next in store for us, with the next short film seeming to be a very interesting one about Dilophosaurus. But what do you guys think? Did you love Terrible Lizards as much as I did, or is this the first time you're seeing it? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and also, it's time for the subscriber shoutouts. Big shout out to Tally's Grey, Blue Raptor Rex 16, Covy's Fun Entertainment, and Mr. Metal. All of these peeps subscribed to me, and so they all got a shout out. And if you want to be one of the next few people to get a shout out, all you got to do is subscribe right now, because if you're not subscribed, there's no chance of you getting a shout out. And finally, massive shout out to Acidic Gecko for drawing this wonderful piece of fan art of myself. I love this so much, it looks fantastic, and if any of you guys have any fan art of me that you want to be featured in a video, then be sure to tag me in a post on Instagram or Twitter, and if I see it, I'll put it in a video. But with that, peeps, it's been the Pink King here, and I will see you all next time.